Welcome back to Let's Play Medieval 2 Total War England campaign, episode the 96th with me, Skwalker. And when we left off, we had done a lot of defensive themed battles. We'd defended Venice, defended Thorn, then defended Bologna from, well, the Pope, the Hungarians and the Polish in no particular order. So far, we did alright. Some battles we stumbled a little bit. Seems like the plague's taken its toll on my men, my morale, and probably my brain as well. They weren't the best battles I've ever fought. However, we now must come to the end of this particular turn and ensure everything is in place for the next one. For now, we are getting ever closer to finishing our European objectives, which now just stands at taking Palermo. We will be getting ready now to initiate the final conquest, which is something I haven't really done a very good job of preparing for, because the plague has basically just walked in and basically ruined all my plans. So in Marseille, we need to look into recruiting more men. In Palermo and Naples and Rome and Cagliari and Ajaccio, we need to look into doing more recruitment. Bern and Innsbruck will have their weight to pull, and we need to ensure that the towns of Breslau, Thorn, Vienna and Krakow, when we take it, are also incredibly capable of holding back Polish and Hungarian assaults before. They are going to be a consistent pain for us. We also need to upgrade Vienna's stuff, but Vienna is currently repairing its militia barracks. Once that's up and running, we should be able to re-recruit infantry and all sorts of goodness like that. So, yeah, we need to look today into just doing some recruitment before we end this turn. Ajaccio really needs to start raising armies for us. Ajaccio is highly capable of doing that, but what I have just done today is just some retraining. But we also need to start rebuilding armies in cities that are no longer afflicted with plague. Toulouse is still afflicted, Bordeaux is now no longer afflicted, so we can definitely start looking into doing some retraining there. So I'm retraining everything I can, just to make sure that these towns are capable of holding back Spanish attacks as well. The Spanish are organising again, and I don't think it'll be long until they start attacking us again. And let's get our spy back into Pamplona as well. I know we keep going into it. Actually, you know what, go into Zaragoza, maybe, actually nah, just go into Pamplona.
Watching from the shadows.
I very much desire to see what happens when the bush tactic goes wrong. Anyway, we could just continue monitoring the area because, yeah, the Spanish are massing their troops up again, so a new assault is probably in the near future. I've got all my navies moving where they need to be moving. So, yeah, we can call this a turn, and, oh yeah, I need to get Leonard loose moving. Leonard right now is having a fun adventure in Spanish territory because I had to drop him off as an emergency drop-off. And moving through Moorish lands is not an option. We're going to continue sneaking through Spain. I'm trying to take ways that avoid conflict with enemy troops. I'm going to try and get our way back to Marseille via this way. It's like our own little Agincourt here, except it's not, but yeah. Either way, if we can continue moving without being spotted, we should be fine, though. We will be going dangerously close to Valencia on this little escapade. Either way, let's just try and make this one work for us. Anyway, let's go on to the next turn. Observe the world around us, because Admiral Lawrence is not ready to take on Admiral Prezibor, who is just looking for trouble, as he always is. And, well, just observe the world around us. On we go! By the way, I have successfully infiltrated Zagreb, and this is where the Hungarian king is, King Fabian. He's, got a lot of stuff around him, and, well, let him enjoy having that stuff, really. I just wanted to ensure I was in a position where I could watch Hungarian movements.
And your posts! The enemy
and yeah, I knew Admiral Jesus would engage us right. I know you're going to lose it, so just get on with it.
Sire, we should man the oars and retreat! We can go no further this day, sire.
Okay, so I didn't see anything of huge concern. I think someone died by... Well, someone's always dying in this game, though. So, oh, by the way, nice arrow trail you've got going out here. Do you want to just move now, then, Leonard, so I can
we go no
be rid
further
of that?
today.
Yeah, I know you go no further, but look
Tried
at that.
whipping them, sire.
We've got a way back within the
men are
next
spent.
couple of turns.
We'll
Right.
Stop here.
By the way, Sicily, there was a minor concern. What is this you're up to right now? What is Admiral Ronaldo?
We will not surrender these waters easily.
It's just a fleet. It's not carrying anything. I was going to say, the Sicilians look like they're starting to bulk up their troops in Palermo, but they're not really. So, Palermo is, by the way, it's not going to be necessarily a big siege. I'm sending in some good units, but you know what? I think I may just hold Palermo to starvation, if I'm honest. They've also got a bit of a heretic issue, so I'm definitely going to need to get a priest in that area. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Let's have a quick look at our notifications and see what should be concerning us today. Plague is still smacking up a lot of my areas, which is bad, but we're getting better now. Our money's looking a lot better, so we are cleaning up our act at long last. End of turn report. Yeah, we're still doing quite well. We are recovering. Rome is now ready for its upgrade as well, so we'll do that. And Edinburgh is ready for upgrade as well, but yeah, I don't have the money to do that. Actually, our next turn, it looks like our profit's going to get even bigger now that more towns are becoming unplagued. Faction announcements, by the way. Simon has gained nobility. Jahias is feeling disrespected though. Morcar feels respected. Joffrey's feeling unappreciated, and Jacob feels appreciated. And Joffrey Chamberlain no longer feels unappreciated, actually, so that's good. Retinue expansions, by the way. Robert of Birmingham is now a witch hunter. Francis of West Derby is a master smith, and Aston Spiner has a guard dog. Let's start off with the people who are feeling a little bored then. So Jahias, the Honourable, yeah, I have cast him just to govern Dublin forevermore. Let's replenish his garrison then, and let's give Dublin a building project to show I care. Let's give Dublin a nice building, in fact, because it's still having some population. That's probably due to the play, but let's start working on crop rotation so we can start recuperating from that one. And I should have looked at everyone else, but I haven't. Alright, well, that's fine. No one's going to rebel against me immediately, I guess. By the way, how's my annoying Scrot here doing? He's doing alright. He is annoying, though. I don't have an assassin here anymore. I was going to say, I'm going to get an assassin to get rid of Wenzel. I could recruit a new assassin here, though, and I do want another assassin, so I am going to. By the way, did you die? No, you didn't. Good. Repairs complete, by the way. Vienna has its repairs done, so on top of that, oh wait, you've got no retraining to do. Good. There is an incoming Hungarian attack, though, so we're going to have to get ready. Captain Alemas. Pretty much bringing the same army we faced last time, so what can we recruit on top of what we have access to? We can recruit more spear militia, which is bloody fantastic. What are we using right now? What have we got? We've got a militia drill square. We can't recruit shit. Where am I at? Oh, wait, I'm out of action. My is right. Can I even recruit a... what have I got? A militia drill square. So, my Bill militia's cunningly hiding again. No, they're here, so I can't recruit Bill militia, right. Turn still next available unit 1. Right, so we need to wait for units to become available. It's probably because population is also doing so terrible. Actually, no, population is doing fine. We've got 21,000 bloody eligible troops here. Anyway, yeah, we'll get an assassin. We'll get some more spear militia. Tell you what, get a catapult. A catapult's going to help us out in the upcoming attack as well. Recruitment report, by the way. Milan has some arquebusiers and heavy bill militia. Venice some bill militia. Marseille some new hulks. And that was all I could afford last turn. Relations worsened with the Mongols. The Mongols are getting very annoyed with me. I think they probably know that I'm going to attack them soon. Or they're just annoyed that I just keep ignorantly spying on them because, well, I'm just going to keep doing that. Right, let's do some more moves then. Then we're going to have a big review at the end of this turn. So first things first, you just keep your path onto Sicily, though. Yeah, you can't do it this turn because you've got... Yeah, no, I think I'll just give you orders next time because, yeah, the river crossing or the ocean crossing just doesn't really work for him. Admiral John, by the way, you've attracted the attention of Admiral Prezibor, who is forever a massive pain with his army of hulks, whereas I've got an army of cogs. The balance of power looks relatively even this time around, so we might be able to take him on in the fight, so we're going to have to go at it, and yeah, we're not going to win. Alright, fine. don't do this one, but you're now stuck there, and he's probably going to engage us next turn. That's annoying. But then again, if I get Admiral Lawrence in, we can surround him and kill him, right? You know what? Let's definitely do that.
Yes, sire. Preparing to board and engage the enemy.
Good. Now it's going to be harder for him. Strength ratio is 3-2 in our favour. Let's get this one done. Nice clear victory, and that is Admiral Prezebor's reign of terror brought to an end for now. Good, right. Get yourselves back to a dock. You also get yourselves back to a dock, so actually you can deal with Admiral Jacobo first. Let's get him taken out. Fantastic effort, right. Keep on merging and then get yourselves back here. Cagliari, by the way, I want to keep giving you more recruitment to do. Start recruiting some dismounted feudal knights and recruit some additional longbowmen. I should give you another construction project to do as well. Start working on an armourer. I want to favour Cagliari because Cagliari is going to be a key recruitment centre for us in this upcoming portion of the campaign. Right, any battles we need to do this turn? Let's have a look into that. Caspar Maros, by the way, decided to show up, but he's not bringing a lot of troops, so he's not a big concern of mine right now. Sire. Captain Joffrey, I want you to initiate the siege of Krakow. As it stands, I really do think the Polish are beginning to run out of steam. It's not going to be a permanent running out of steam, but I think we've definitely done them some harm in the past few turns. Now, they've got massive killer stone walls, so you know what? Build some siege towers. Build 3 of them and build a battering ram if you want. And just maintain the siege. This is going to be a 7-turn siege, unfortunately. But let's just see how much we can weaken them, or just see if we can get the Polish to force their hand. 7 turns is actually a bloody long time. But I can wait with this one, because this army will just sit as a garrison. And in a way, I'm taking Krakow really more for my own purposes. And I know I still need to take Ragusa, which is here, but yeah, taking Ragusa is just nowhere near my nowhere on my priority list, and it probably never will be actually, because my priority now will be winning this campaign once and for all. Captain Lawrence of Lawrenceville, let's get you back to Marseille. Marseille now has a nice big army ready to send, really, and Marseille is actually now free of plague, which is fantastic. So any units I have here now are going to start diminishing at random, so I'm going to take out anyone who is underplenished. Take out the Knights Hospitalia as well. I need to have a map of where I've got chapter houses. Anyway, anyone who is a non-city unit who needs replenishment, I'm going to send them off to the nearest castle for replenishment. So I'm going to send you lot off to... Well, send it off to a castle that does not have a place. So I'm going to send these lot off to Bern for replenishment.
March to exhaustion,
Marseille, you can retrain whatever's left. Don't bother recruiting that Hulk right now. And also then just recruit some more, recruitment slots, right? But either way, we're going to start putting our big armies together now for our main play against the enemy. We definitely want to get mortars and cannons in these armies as well. Genoa is also now a plague-free city, thank God. So I want to make quite a few demi-lancers in this town, as well as plenty of spears, or at least we need to retrain what I've said before we do more recruitment, actually. So let's keep on retraining here, and because Genoa's going to be a good recruitment city, as is Milan. Milan can recruit, you know, my heavy build militias and all that. And I know, like I said, I've ragged on the Imperials for ages for using militia armies. However, we definitely have superior militias now. We have heavy build militias, we have merchant cavalry militia, we have arquebusiers. We can recruit some incredibly tough units now who will be very good for serving our purposes. We also need to do the retraining in Milan. I'm going to take some recruitment off. You take 1 heavy build militia off because I want to continue getting some more units up here. And recruit another build militia as well, because I want to take some units out of here while the Hungarians are attacking. I want to take these longbowmen out because they need replenishment now. So I'm going to get these lots sent off to Innsbruck for retraining. Innsbruck, if you've got anything to do, by the way, you need to... Well, I don't really want peasants to be replenished. But Innsbruck needs to recruit troops as well. But I am now actually at a flat 0 of Florence, so there isn't anything else I can do. I do want to deal with Wenzel, by the way, but I'm not going to deal with him until I'm basically in a position where I haven't got a Hungarian attack inbound. While there is one inbound, I'm not going to move forward. I don't really want to take the Hungarians on the field when they've got all these range units, because I suspect they've got a lot of their... I mean, they've already got some nobles in there, and they're going to be a big issue for this army in particular, because it lacks spears quite badly. In fact, you know what? Let's belay the training of an assassin just so we can start some spear spam, because this army does lack quite a few things. And yeah, I can't recruit any archer militia anyway. Do a catapult and 2 spear militia. That's going to serve us a lot better. I mean, I've still got a little bit of money left over, but I think I'm pretty much done for spending right now. I need some other towns to get out of their plagues phases to start doing useful things. Actually, we've got another bloody army here. We've got...
Come closer.
Don't really know what else this guy's brought, but he's gonna bring some nasty tricks. Right, send for some catapults and some more archer militia out of Breslau, please, as well as some extra spear militia. Actually, before we do that, let's do a big merge. There we go. Right, send for some full strength units out of Breslau. And they can link up with Simon, and that should be enough units to deal with whatever Captain Barone has brought. He's bringing some spear militia, some halberd militia, and peasants, so it shouldn't be anything of killer concern, but either way, I just need to make sure that we are able to deal with it in hand. Right, let's start retraining here. And what about these rebels? It's got some Polish knights, which poses a threat to me. But I have more or less retrained all my troops here now, so let's get this army out. Let's get rid of Captain Tross, whatever we're going to call him. Just get rid of this Polish rebel, and we can call ourselves victorious here at least. Let's see if they accept the challenge of a fight first. Hopefully they should do, because I know I outnumbered them a bit, but then again, rebels are good at running away.
The day is
Yeah,
ours,
he's going to run away this time. But he's still in my land, so he's technically still my problem. So what do we know about him now, though?
I look forward to fighting you.
So we've got a unit of peasant archers and a unit of Lithuanian archers. Looks like the Lithuanian ones are stronger in the fact that they can use stakes, and they just carry a little shield with them to protect themselves. We've also got some woodsmen who have a light axeman. Really, the only big threat is the unit of Polish knights, and the big issue is I am flat. Like, you know, I am not big on spears in this army, so retrain what we can now, and we'll recruit some spears later. Actually, no, we shouldn't really putting this shit off. We need to... But we train a spearman now, and then how much is it for a spear levy unit? How much do I... oh, God, I can get culverins again. I forgot. I love culverins. Well, I don't know. 310 florins to... recruit that. Right, where am I going to say 310 florins? Oh, I know, Dublin. I can say 310 florins by taking this project off you, which I know sounds really shitty off me, but Fawn, you can now recruit additional spears. Kind of want that culverin still, but no, let's wait. But we need to, well, I say I need to start re-recruiting units, but I'm not going to do retraining on non-super duper key units right now until the plague passes, because I'm not sitting around here and just retraining units in a plague city. It just doesn't work like that. Now that I've got some more money in the bank as well, I'll see what else I could do. I could definitely start recruiting more units in Milan. Innsbruck, you can get on with retraining whatever's left of your retraining activities. Genoa, you know what you're up to. Jacko, let's give you some jobs to do. Could start recruiting more cogs again, but start recruiting some armoured swordsmen and some spears, because I want to build an army at a Jacko as well, or a Jackio, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it a Jacko, really. Right, I think that brings us to the end of this turn, because I can't fight those rebels now, and there's no other rebels for me to fight, or at least no other rebels. I'm going to be beating the slot out of this turn, so we're going to do the review now. I don't think it'll bring us to the end of this episode, so we are going to jump onto turn 141, because, yeah, it's pretty much been a battle-free episode. So, yeah, let's review. So, we're now 140 turns in out of 250, so we're getting close to the final 100 now, which is where the pressure's on, really, to get this shindig done. So, let's have a quick look at how we're doing overall. I think over the past 10 turns, our progress has been okay. It's been good in the fact that we've taken Vienna off the Imperials and finished them off once and for all. Apart from that, though, we haven't really had any other major gains. Taking Fawn is a good gain, but we do need to take Krakow as well. So let's open up faction summary window and see where it goes. So once more, if you didn't know, the capital of England is London. King Thomas still reigns. He'll be reigning for a while probably, unless he dies of plague, because Ivanus is still afflicted, but it's doing alright for now. Gregory of Westbury currently stands as our greatest general, and we now have 26 generals under our control. We used to have more, but the plague has really just wrecked things for the past few turns. So that's why progress has been slowed down a little bit. Hasn't completely killed us at least, but it definitely has put a definite slowdown to my plans. That being said though, we now control 42 out of 45 regions. Palermo will be our 43rd. Tunisia and Libya will be our final provinces to achieve the numerical quota of conquest. So yeah, victory is now very close. Once we've done those, that'll be it. We just need to do the fight. We just need to fight for Alexandria, Cairo and Dongola, capture Gaza, and then it's the home run to Cairo. So, which is about well, I say we're going to fight through this way. I am probably going to land some naval assaults here and there to really hit the Mongolians hard. I think if we try and take quite a few cities at once, we're gonna completely throttle their income, because you know they've got all these units which they've got to bring down. So you know. That being said, it is the split stands at 25 cities to 17 castles. We have now won 278 battles and lost only 58. The year is now 1358 and the turn number is 140. So we're looking good. 86 turns remain in this particular campaign, and here is a map. It doesn't really reflect accurately on what's going on now, because if you look at this map here, you can see that I own quite a lot of land now, and will be earning even more land very, very soon. So let's go through all our other tabs. So diplomacy remains as crap as ever. The Hungarians are now on my massive list of enemies, and the Venetians just somehow stick by me. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think diplomacy is ever going to happen ever again in this campaign. I think I'm just going to have to throw in a towel on that front. I am trying to get a diplomat up to Russia to have a little chat with them, just see if we can establish relations of some kind. But they do remain a vassal of Poland, so I probably won't be able to form an alliance with them. But hopefully just having a bit of dialogue with the Russians can just at least give me some map information, which so I can gather more intelligence upon our Polish foes. In terms of a Pope, he's running out of factions to favour, but that being said, he's now decided to favour all the factions except me, because, yeah, I think we're just done with the Pope as well. We'll just have to keep batting back any assaults he makes. We'll just keep our local cities strong. We're going to try and establish some forts here and there as well. Naples, are you going to whinge if you lose Prince Christopher, by the way? I know he's a prince and all, and you love him. No, it's not going to whinge for once. Right, I want you to come up to Rome, please, for just a turn, and take some billmen. I want to build a fort somewhere here. I know it'd be an absolute pain in the ass to build a fort, because building forts just never works, but I want to get a fort up there to slow down any papal advances south. I think really the Pope just wants to capture Bologna, which is fine, because what we'll do is we'll just overbuild the garrison, and we'll just make it impossible for him to take it. That being said, we need to merge up the garrison in Bologna and start retraining whatever we can as well. So yeah, it's not happening with the Pope. Family tree, we had a look at it last time, since we now have a Plantagenet in our tree, which is, you know, cool. But once more, they're running very, very late into the game, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but I actually, because it was my birthday last week, I actually got a book on the Plantagenets, on their entire lineage, so I am looking forward to reading that. I would have loved to have talked about the Plantagenets, but I don't really know too much about them right now. I know more about the Templars and the Crusades than anything, which, by the way, very interesting knightly order. Got completely cocked at the end of it all, when the King of France basically started spreading shit. And also, you know what, I find sympathy with the Templars in that they also had to deal with a Pope who was constantly biased against them, so yeah. Especially when they came up with the idea that the King of France actually, you know, I don't know why I remember this fact, but the King of France decided that when things weren't going his way, he started to escalate his accusations against the Templars and say, in order to become a Templar, some big fat man has to kiss you on the arse. And I'm not lying, that is actually what was said. Well, not what actually was said. Nothing was specified about the man being fat and bald, but basically you have to have a, you know, you're gonna have to open up your feces chute to the kissing lips of someone. Lovely thought. Anyway, how do we rank? Who's kissing my bum right now in terms of this thing? Well, if we look on the top 5 factions, which is always hard to read because all the top factions are ones with a really hard to read colours. England remains at the top, though. We are suffering a bit of a decline now. Most likely this is because of the plague and recent incursions we've been dealing with, because we have been incurred upon a lot. We just keep getting attacked, but luckily these haven't resulted in many defeats. Really, if anything, most of our defeats are just at sea. But the plague has hit us hard, which is why our ranking may have dropped a little bit. That being said, we're not the only ones who have been dropping. Everyone's been dropping a bit. The Mongolians are now just kind of holding steady. The Spanish were doing good, but now they're sinking, probably because I've been browbeating their assaults. Poland, yeah, they're slipping now. They're slipping quite low. And the Byzantines, I think they're a new addition to the top 5. So, hello, Byzantines. In terms of neighbouring factions, a few more join us. They're all doing quite low as well. And if we look at all factions, as you can see, yeah, obviously we reduced to living factions. Everyone's kind of just scraping around here right now. So, yeah. The Mongols really exist as like the second biggest power of them all. But there's also other rankings like military. Actually, yeah, where do we rank in military? We should really look at more of these things. So, who's top 5 for military right now? In terms of military, by the way, look at the Mongols. They just went kablamo, and then it went up, down, up, and now we're going down a bit. I remain very high up in military ranking. Then it's the Spanish, then it's the Hungarians in 4th, and the Polish in 5th. But the Hungarians have taken, I mean, these have all taken hits, but these are basically factions who have fucked with me very recently, so you can see why that's going on. What other rankings were there? So there's overall, there's military, what else we got? Production, yeah, I'm not really too bothered about production, like, I should be, but yeah. Territory, well, yeah, as you can see, I'm just basically going, wee, look at all my provinces I own. Turks actually joined us on this one as well, so maybe they own quite a bit of real estate, I'm guessing. Finance, yeah, it's been going good. Russia was actually once the absolute big dog biscuit of finance, but now they're not doing so well. My finances were massive not long ago, but then, yeah, the plague absolutely nuked my finances. As you can see, oh wait, this is neighbouring faction, no. Population, yeah, once more, everyone's population is really getting nuked by the plague. Yeah, good list. I should look at those more often. Speaking of lists, we're going to look at the other lists in a minute. In terms of College of Cardinals, by the way, it's a very Spanish and Polish dominated one, but I now have 3 cardinals, one of which is now a preferati. That might just get me back in the Pope's good books. And while I said I've given up with the Pope, if there is a chance of reconciliation, I will take it. Because once I'm done with Palermo, I'll no longer really be actively waging war on Christian powers. They'll just be waging war on me. But given the the bloody sideways view the Pope takes and everything, or the anti-English view he takes on everything, I won't really be counting on it. Anyway, let's finish off this review with some reviews on where everyone is. By the way, missions is the one to take Ragusa. We've already looked at finances. They're doing bloody brilliant. So, Thomas Bauer, he is currently just garrisoning London, as he always will be. Captain Paul is leading the assault on Palermo. Captain Godfrey is leading the attack on Krakow. He'll be sieging out for a few turns. Alfgar garrisons Carnarvon. Admiral Lawrence is heading back for Marseille. Admiral John is heading for Cagliari. Godwin Lewes currently garrisons Genoa, or governs Genoa. He's just waiting for further orders. Admiral Nicholas, he had a hard time with Admiral Jesus. Let's get you moving here. And then if you can continue with your big voyage up to Russia, please. You just need to get over here, and then you're done.
No further this
right, so let's go back down. So Admiral Nicholas was on down. Captain Simon, he's just transported a couple of troops for me. Lothwine is governing Oslo, though it's still under plague. Joffrey Chapman, I think he was one of the ones who was feeling a bit disrespected. He's right now just governing Rams. Rams is doing fine under him.
Hail my king!
Do see it in a minute. Aston Spiner, he's doing good as well. Robin Payne, he's looking fabulous as well. He's just governing York. He's got Richard the Plantangent with him. Richard Plantangent can head for Nottingham now because he's gonna Well, he's going with the London Gentlemen's Club once more. Speaking of, I'm going to get you lot just heading off now because I'm building a bloody collection here. So if everyone but Aston was to jump on with the Knights Templars, I'll be finding you jobs in the continent for us. So let's just quickly jump back down. So who's Robin? Francis of West Derby, the one who always whinges about how I don't respect him, despite the fact he gets given some very prestigious tasks. He's currently awaiting the Hungarian attack on Vienna. Leonard Luz is somewhere in Iberia, just trying to make sure he doesn't get caught and killed. He's headed for Marseille, and then once he gets there, he'll probably be among those shipped to Africa. Jacob governs Magdeburg now. He's just keeping it on a straight and narrow, really. If anything, I'm starting to think I really should start moving generals out of castles. Like, castles seem to cope fine without the oversight of a general, even though they do issue rebels, so I've seen some rebels near Oslo, so I'll be dealing with those. They were camouflaged against the snow, if you want to know why I didn't see them. So I'm thinking really I want to start moving some governors up to cities where I feel like more direct oversight from a family member is needed. And because with Magdeburg, it's not a defunct castle as Magdeburg, but I would only ever really start mass recruiting or raising armies from Magdeburg if, say, the Polish were just to launch a massive all-out assault on Breslau and Prague. But as it stands, I think we've got the Polish under control now. They probably are planning more attacks in the future, but the way they come, we've got them under control. So I think with Jacob, we are now going to move him somewhere where I want him to just keep it on the city for a little bit. I mean, both Frankfurt and Nuremberg are doing good. However, Nuremberg's population has stagnated, so I'm going to get him to go and provide some oversight on the city. Magdeburg will suffer with public order, but if I put it on a growth build policy, it should remain contented. And, you know, if a castle does then drop to an area where the public order's gone bad, you know, we'll bring someone in to watch it. But I just feel now that I want to start moving some generals around to areas where they're needed. Like, I know with York, I'm definitely going to keep someone in there permanently because one, York's a town I have great affection for, and two, I don't keep a garrison there anyway, so I need a general to watch it permanently. Anyway, Michel Berkeley currently governs Rennes. Gregory Westbury is now watching Bordeaux for me. He'll remain a garrison commander for life, just because these two castles will need a permanent garrison and command because of the proximity to Spain. Luz is now governing Bologna, though I think I'm probably going to send him out as a attacking general as well, because he's not exactly a gifted governor, and I definitely want Luz joining me on my campaign. He's proven himself to be a very competent commander in general. King Thomas, who does not get to be at the top of this because we just seem to have no respect for our current king. He currently governs Iverness. He's basically becoming very dreaded because of all the assassins who do things in his name. Admiral James is currently just stocked in Nottingham awaiting orders from myself. He will be receiving us on the next turn. Anthony of Bristol, yeah, we know where he's going. Yes. Ambrose, he garrisons Toulouse, and he'll be commanding that one. Simon is just off to kill some rebels, and then he'll be returning to be the commander of Breslau once he's done with that. Joffrey governs Stockholm, which is a town that's fallen into disrepair recently. He's doing the best he can there. Morcar currently governs Dijon, which is a town, so he can keep doing that. Alfred the Honest, he's no longer Alfred Heaven, though he's honestly a heavenly person, is now looking after Edinburgh. Edinburgh's doing fine under him. He's like the loyalist guy ever, yet he does nothing, but then again, he's very chivalrous. Barnaby of Bristol, he's one of us who's headed off for a new job. Jahias the Honourable, he has been losing respect for me, but yeah, unfortunately, he's just going to be a permanent Dublin governor. John of Westbury currently governs Marseille. I'll be sending him out on a attack formation sooner. Prince Christopher is currently in Rome. He's building forts. Richard Plantagenet, we know where he's up to, and Captain Perkin is taking some troops for reinforcement. So yeah, that's good. Everyone's more or less where they need to be right now. And yes, Oslo does have rebels. What do I know about Captain Magnus? Quite a few.
Come closer.
I definitely don't have enough troops to deal with him, but we'll look into that one next turn when I have more money. Because right now I've spent all the money where I need it to be. Anyway, let's just make sure everyone's doing fine. I know we've still got quite a few plagued areas, which is going to not help us a lot, but luckily the plague is wearing off. London's doing fine. Nottingham, yeah, it's plagued. Cayenne's doing fine. York's plagued. Rennes is good. Carnarvon is good. As long as the public order stays above 75, we're alright, really. I do want to try and keep the taxes high for now, because with what we're about to embark on with the planning for an invasion, we're going to need a huge bank balance behind us. So in fact, I'm going to increase taxes where I can get away with it, because we're going to need to do a lot of money for this one. Naturally, castles can only produce so much in tax revenue, and I'm not going to pressurise plague towns for more revenue, but areas where I can. Paris needs a governor. Oh, we'll be getting one soon. We definitely want to be looking into that. Ivanus, how are you doing for... Oh yeah, Ivanus already pays out massive taxes. I think we're in a very fortunate position in that no town actually loses money. Every town is technically profiting, which means our finances are in an incredibly healthy state right now. Can we get away? No, we can't get away with more taxes in Rams, unfortunately. Bruges looks like we could, but we've got no governor. Milan's doing good. Breslau's got plague. Antwerp's doing good. Angers doing good. Stockholm is plagued, so that's a shame. Stafford's doing good. Edinburgh, how are our taxes in Edinburgh? We're already quite high. I don't think we're going to get away with bigger taxes. No, we're not going to get away with bigger taxes. It's actually going to stagnate the population. Venice is looking good. Oslo is plagued. Cagliari is doing just fine on its own. Hamburg is currently plagued, as is Aarhus. Dijon, can you pay up more taxes? I don't think you can. Nah, it's not going to happen. Oh dear. Stettin is plagued once more. Frankfurt's doing good. I definitely need to get more governors in, but I have just basically lost loads of family members. I know, like, probably on last week I was probably joking, but you know, I had so many generals and family members that, you know, I was like, oh, I just can't find stuff for them all to do. But now, yeah, I've got a shortage on my hands. A big empire needs a lot of governing, and unfortunately I am very low on governors, which is making my life hard. Anyway, yeah, the cities are doing as good as they can do. In terms of agents, I've got Edmund Powell. He's a priest currently based in Marseille. I think we've pretty much made Marseille as Catholic as it can get. It's already at 98%. Anywhere else needing more religious stuff going on? Very Catholic in Italy, aren't we? You know what, I want you to head for Palermo, because Palermo has a bloody heresy problem. And it's a problem we will inherit, so I'm going to get you headed there. I know it's going to take you a few turns, but that's fine, because I think I might just hold Palermo to siege once more, like, just, we're going to force a hand of the enemy. Ansel currently watches Pamplona for me. Joffrey watches Jerusalem as like a purple spy. This is actually probably why the Mongolians don't like me right now, because I basically just like left a cardinal here who is consistently causing religious unrest in the area. But you know what, I'm just going to keep it that way, because ha ha ha.
Where to, sir?
Stephen of Canterbury now watches Zagreb for me, so I can just observe the Hungarian positions and make sure they don't get up to anything. I do need to get a new spy recruited somewhere in Italy though, so I can get another one headed for Tunis, because I think the Sicilians will start rebuilding their power there. Anselm Sinagar is a merchant who just does not die. He is making me 90 florins per turn just doing some trade. Is there anywhere else where you can make more than 90 florins per turn? Actually, you can make 21 here. Yeah, I don't think there's any good trade in the British Isles, but you know what, just stay there then. John of Ashwell spies on Alexandria for me. Robert of Birmingham, he's my new cardinal. He's currently based in Breslau. There's been a bit of a heresy issue here, so he's just trying to do his best to keep the public order up. Simon Filtzwater, he's headed for Russia to do some talks. Hugh of Alchester is spying on Palermo for me. Hugh of Glastonbury is a priest currently based in Antwerp. Antwerp's been having some heresy issues again, so he's trying to keep the peace there. In fact, I'm going to have him garrison in Antwerp for a little bit to keep him. Then again, you know what, don't garrison him, because you know what, that's how I forget about priests. Then again, do I do more? Actually, I think I do more when I garrison. So, you know, I'm going to keep garrison down. I'm just going to try and get better at remembering where I leave them. And Stephen the Peaceful is a cardinal. He's currently garrisoned at Angers. You know what, let's find something somewhere else for you to go, because I think I'm sure there's other places where you could be more useful. I mean, we're pretty much completely down on the Catholicism now. Like, we've got Catholicism going everywhere. But then again, we are having a few issues here and there in the eastern reaches of my empire. Maybe Breslau could use more assistance. You know, I want you to head for Krakow, where there could be a potential for heresy later down the line. So I think you may just be of use to me there. But that being said, that is all our agents reviewed, and I think that's pretty much it for our review. So as it stands, we're still holding out all right. We have been knocked back a little bit by events, mainly the plague. But now that the plague is fading, we are getting in a stronger position. So what we are going to be looking at is just continue retraining. But now I am building up armies in my southern areas, because this is where we are going to start our final plan. We need to build anti-Mongol armies. So we need spears, some good infantry, and the best archers we can get our hands on. I think it's high time we move to actually unlock retinue longbowmen as well. So I'm going to commission, I mean, I don't have a citadel here, but I think it's time that Bern stepped up to the plate, started producing some retinues for us. Hopefully with those guys, I mean, I don't know how good they are, but if they're the best longbowmen we can get our hands on, I think we can use them to snipe out some miserable Mongolians. Either way, we're going to progress to the next turn now. I expect an attack to occur on Vienna, and we may have some Spanish incursions, but apart from that, we're going to see what happens. We may get an attack from the Polish as well. We may be able to force their hand here. If I do that, that's fine. This is an army where I'm confident we'll defeat the enemy on the field, but for now, I just want to keep Krakow held to a siege. Especially since it's plagued, it's going to be a very, very potent siege, because their troop numbers are going to collapse. Let's go on to the next turn now. And Admiral Jesus continues to hound us.
Sire, we should disengage. The enemy shows no mercy. No more wind today, sire.
Right, so the Polish are moving around, but it looks like an attack on Krakow hasn't really concerned them too much, which is weird, but that's fine. We're also getting more info on their stuff. They've also got this amount of Polish notes as well, so we've got more skirmishes. Oh well. Death still stalks the land. Sometimes they're still plagued, but luckily the list is now shrinking. End of turn report, well, we're pulling in a lot of money again. We're pretty much back to where we were in terms of money. In terms of faction analysis, Morcar continues to feel respected. Lose feels respected. Francis of West Derby, piss off with your disrespect. Godwin feels appreciated, and Morcar of Guildford is feeling less respected. Oh, make your mind up, Morcar. Ambrose Curthos, by the way, now has a master archer, and John of Ashwell a beguiling bard to make him better at spying. Recruitment report, by the way, Milan has some heavy bill militia and arquebusiers. Venice some bill militia, Cagliari some dismounted feudal knights and longbowmen, Ajaccio some armoured swordsmen and levy spears, Thorn some armoured swordsmen and spear militia. Well, actually we didn't recruit any spear militia, for that was recruited by Vienna alongside a catapult, and that's about it for recruitment. Right. Looks like the Papal States are on the move again, and the Hungarians are perplexing me right now. Who's that, by the way? Prince Denez. Looks like Captain Alema has decided to pick a fight with Wenzel. That's fine, he can do my pest control for me. And in fact, it may soften his army up. I think this will be a good opportunity for me to set up a trap for the Hungarians. I don't know what angle they'd use to approach us, but I think we should actually actively attempt an ambush. Have a bit of fun with that, like, because I don't know where, but, like, say if he just attacks Emperor Wenzel and then heads back to Hungary, I could lay a trap here and catch the Hungarians out and have a bit of fun ambushing them. I could basically crash in and absolutely ruin everything for them. So, I think I'm going to have a go at that because I want to. So, I've already got a pretty sizable army recruited at Vienna, so I'm going to send nearly everyone out. We're going to leave Hobilars behind as a provisional garrison. And I'm going to put my army here.
We shall continue tomorrow.
They didn't do a very good job at hiding, actually. It turns out Francis of West Derby is about as subtle as an elephant, so yeah. Captain Alema will probably now see this as an opportunity to fight me, but you know what? I've got a pretty big army here. Let him come, I'm sure we can take him on. That being said, let's get you off auto management and let's start doing some... we definitely need to start doing some construction again, actually, because we're falling behind on that. Heavy armor looks good. I'm not going to build anything here, but we'll hold that for. I definitely want to build some things in some areas. I want to build... You know what, I'm going to do it now before I don't do it. Actually, wait, first things first. Edinburgh. You start working on your huge stone walls, and now I don't want to build the Master Archer's range or the Marksman's range, or whatever it's called, because now while I want retinues, that's another 9,000 florins, and that's actually you know what? I've still got 7,000 florins for recruitment. You know what? Do it. I want to see this Marksman's range. I want to get one for myself. Right. I do apologise for all the coughing, by the way. My throat's drying out, like, rapidly right now. Captain Maxius, what are you up to?
We would see you dead, heathen.
It's a papal army with a lot of units, but probably not a lot of depth. Right, Milan. I'd recommend we keep on recruiting. Recruit some merchant cavalry militia. 'Cause actually, it turns out, while they've got a bloody crap upkeep price, they're going to have to serve our purposes for now. Just keep recruiting some additional troops for me, please. Actually, no, recruit a trebuchet. We haven't recruited one yet, and I want to get one in action. Just because I think you're going to be the object of Captain Maxius' desire. We're going to keep just merging and retraining here as well until the plague passes. Once the plague's passed, we'll start doing some other productive things here. Okay, so what battles can we do this turn then? Just to recap, well, we're going to be doing some rebel battles. Jacob, you can go to Nuremberg, by the way, and initiate just being its garrison commander. In fact, you can now just start popping the taxes up as well. There we go, we can milk this town for some money, and we can get you retrained as well. In fact, we could give you a little construction project to do as well, just to keep you happy. You know what, start working on the city hall to... Actually, no, don't do a city hall. Start working on irrigation. Oh, it's going to really fuck my money, but... Yeah, you know what, Nuremberg needs more growth. Right, what do we know about Captain Magnus? Not a lot. What do I have here? Bloody fuck all would be the best answer. In fact, we need to retrain some men as well. You know what, start working on a mustering hall, because we can't even recruit peasants in the cities. Yeah, I really have let this town go to shit, actually. We don't even have the most basic recruitment buildings. We don't even have land clearance. We basically don't even have any farms in Oslo. Like, Oslo is a town I have hardcore there. Oslo is a town I have let run into the shit because, it's just very out of the way and it's not important to me at all, really, which is a shame. Luckily, Lofwide hasn't taken any offence to my lack of development here, but we need to definitely start developing the area more than I have done. But then again, now I need to find a way to start recruiting more units. Recruit some dismounted feudals and recruit some hobilars, and then if you can get rid of the rebels, I will reward Oslo with a new building or something fun like that. Right. Prague and Thorn now, because we've got rebels here, so it's going to be fighting rebels this episode, I know, which sucks, but you know what, it was an admin episode today, so
Hail, my king.
right, Simon, I want you to attack Captain Bronisad and eliminate him from
you will, my king.
existence, please. By the way, Breslau's free of plague, so isn't that peachy keen? Anyway, Simon, you will be fighting Captain Bronisad. We're going to do it at night for the extra command star. We are outnumbered, however, what Captain Bronisad has brought in the end is some peasants, 2 units of halberd militia, 1 unit of feudal knights, 1 unit of armoured sergeants, a spear militia and a town militia. So it's got a bit of a mixed army, and whereas I've just gone for my usual build. But that being said, I have plenty of artillery and plenty of archers, so it's going to be death by missiles for this man. Death by a lot of missiles. And since he has no way of fighting me back with missiles, it's going to be quite difficult for him to take out my archers. Well, this time, I can just let my spears stand in front and, well, be a nice defensive wall. Once more, strength ratio is 8-5 in my favour, so I think this is one we're going to have. But for now, let's go into a battlefield and fight it out.
Honor and glory await in war. There's nothing so becomes a man as bravery before your enemies. A man can be afraid and still be brave. And any man who faces battle without concern is a moonstruck fool. To be brave is to go forward anyway, no matter how afeared. That is why I go forward, in the company of so many other brave men. These rebellious knaves and villains are not fit to breathe the same air as we honest Englishmen. They must all die before dawn comes again. This is a mercy, because they richly deserve the gallows for turning against their betters. And remember, my enemies know that I am a brave man by repute, and I do not willingly keep company with poltroons. You are all picked brave men here, and the enemy know this. Your bravery already unmans them. Let's do the rest and finish them!
I guess I did pick them in away, so right men, simple job really, and we have a lovely position from which we are going to do it. But how it's going to stand is, Spearmen, you are the front line today, there you go. Archers, you have a second line today, no skirmishing, keep it in a guard formation, and do you need fire arrows? No, the enemy isn't really too well armoured, so I think you can probably win this one with regular arrows, because yeah, we've just taken on a lot of levy, like crap units. Catapults, you can have a job of basically wiping out the halberds. Keep it fiery, keep it close, because yeah, close ranks are going to win this one today. General, you're here, and yeah, let's get on with it really. So, the enemy has deployed nice and close for us. Looks like, oh, hang on, they might come to us actually, right. Let's hold our position for now. Artillery, yeah, start hitting the armed sergeants. Start hitting the, let's see, halberd, I put the halberds far away, right. Artillery, keep your attacks on the centre line for now. Archers are firing at will. I want to see how close the enemy gets. If they do get close to us, I could just let the spearmen do their job. But for now, artillery is just going to start opening fire. Rain's getting bad. Feudal Knights are going to be the concern unit for this battle though. But then again, I've just wiped out a nice big chunk of them, so life's going to get easier for us now. Right, archers are going to start opening fire. I'm going to have them mainly focus their fire on their unarmoured units. They can easily wipe them out, whereas my artillery needs to be making their main attacks on the halberd militias. And, well, the halberd militias for definite. One of you just keep focusing your fire on the centre though. But the enemy has then decided to adopt the strategy of just walk right up to me, which is fine, let them do that. My archers are just happily picking away at the enemy numbers right now. And General, let's get you moving. Come on, Simon. Let's go for a walk. Because right now the enemy is going to go for the age-old strategy of let's just run at the enemy and get ourselves killed, because, well, that always works so well. Right, get rid of those peasants. Archers, start focusing your shots on getting rid of the halberds now, please. They're really going to be, they're not really a threat, but they could become a bit of a nuisance for me as the battle goes on. General, just push through the peasants. I just want you to just really make them scared of you, because, you know, peasants don't like fighting anything really at the best of times. Alright, some of the town militia are starting to run. That's good. Artillery, you keep your fires now focused on bringing down those halberds, please. General, oh, I don't want you just actively chasing down spears. One of you start shooting up the running away units, by the way, which I know is a really silly name, but you know. Right. Feudal Knights like, oh, there goes the captain.
General lies dead. We've sent the base cur to hell.
Good, that's already making the enemy position weaker. Alright, General, you just keep here. What we're going to do this time is, because I think the reason why we had so many losses in the last few battles was I just got really aggressive, like, and I'm not really a very aggressive fighter, you know. I like to be contented, I like to be patient, I like to try and wear down my enemy with as much missile attrition as possible. Town militia chase. Right, you can take on town militia, I'll allow this, but it's time. We're going to restrain ourselves, let the enemy come to us, and ooh, yeah, archers. Just try and start hitting something else. Try and hit, not the Feudal Knights, but try and hit the spear militia. That'll be a good hit for you. General's bodyguard, I mean, we're doing good. Feudal Knights, just keep trying to hit my spears, and yeah, they will cause some trouble for my spears, that is a definite. Getting my general into outpost is not going to be easy because of the presence of all the units. Artillery, you just keep your shots as far back as possible. General, don't overcommit because, yeah, you've got the attention of some spear militia there, and I don't really want you fighting
Our men
them.
are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
You could probably beat an armoured sergeant unit, but at the same time, I don't want you fighting them.
They have
Archers,
lost half their men.
keep them busy for a little bit, please. And the rest of you, just keep shooting down whatever else is left of the enemy army. Like, just keep shooting them. Let the shafts fly, let the artillery fly, because now we are making the enemy start to retreat a little bit, as in they're going to keep their battle line further away. But then again, they just keep coming back. It's like a little jack in the box, except it's really, really thick. Right. General, you just come here, recuperate your stamina for a little bit, and then await further orders from myself. Spearman, how are we doing? We're still fresh, we haven't lost too many men, and our archers are just having a whale of a time just pinging off their shots. They're starting to lose their stamina, but they've let out half of their shots now, but they're still doing a very good job, you know. They're contributing effectively to this battle. They're just giving the spearmen a hard time. Artillery, you just keep hitting up those halberds. They keep to the back, but look, when this artillery's hitting, it is bloody hitting, by the way. It is absolutely nuking some of the enemy units. Keep it up, and you know what? I mean, look at that. The halberds aren't even armoured, by the way. They're out on the same level as building them, and I've only just like freshly recruited them. Start hitting those halberds. You've got a fantastic chance of just killing them off now, because they are not wearing good armour. They're in fact wearing absolute trash armour. And we'll just let the spearmen keep the feudal knights at bay. I'm just going to let the general just stay here and just wait further orders. But wow, that was a good shot, by the way, my dude. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. So now look at that. The halberds are not having a good time. They're just getting shot by the archers, and it's slowly battering them back. I mean, I'm trying to look, but you know what? I can't see any armour on them. I mean, they are a militia unit after all, so yeah, we're just wearing clothes, and there we go.
Runs. It's time to press the attack.
We made restraint win for us that time round. Artillery, by the way, whoa. Don't start wandering forward, please. In fact, artillery, I want you to stop calling shots now, because I'm gonna let the general start doing some chasing. So pull back. I'm gonna let the archers keep shooting whatever they can shoot. Like, we'll just let them do their part. But I'm gonna let the general now just get in there, see what he can mow down, just see if he can hoover up some extra experience. But apart from that, that was a nice positive battle. I don't think we really gained too much experience from that battle, but whatever we did gain, I'm sure will help us out in the long run. Right, just keep chasing down whatever you can. Ooh, was that some of my units that got killed there? No, they were rebel knights, that's fine. I was just wondering, did some of my guys accidentally get killed? Because I really don't like it when that happens. It's always a bit of an annoyance. Anyway, come on, I need to get my kill numbers beefed up, please. I like having high kill numbers. Go on. We're not really doing much there, right? That's fine. Just chase down these Howard sergeants, and I think we can call this one a battle, though. I can probably just call it a battle here, because these prisoners are never worth anything to me. But at the same time, they are worth XP to Simon, because... There we go. He got another chevron. I could have just ended the battle there and then, and... Well... Not got him an additional chevron, really. And you know what? When this guy may find himself fighting the Polish from time to time, every little chevron's going to give him a nice little extra edge in that battle, so... Let the chevrons rain in, I say. Let them come in.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valour.
Good job. Very good job. That is an enemy army beaten back. Quite a few casualties inflicted. And really, that's all I have to say. Minimal losses, by the way. I always like to report minimal losses. And disasters teach us humility, by the way. Yes, they do.
An honourable, glorious victory!
Did a very good
Hail,
job
my
there,
king.
Simon. Regroup your men and await further orders. By the way, are you still bearing? He's still bearing plague. See, as much as I want him to take him back to Breslau, I'm not just going in and reinfecting the city. Head for Stettin until your plague passes, by the way.
Here,
trait increase, by the way. Simon's now an aspiring commander. He's been given more command stars. Thank you. Right. Final battle of today. We are going to go and take on some rebels. I'm going to leave these peasant archers behind as our provincial garrison, but you lot had to come out and deal with Captain Chorosik, which, you know, was... Actually, am I going overkill on this one? I think I am going overkill on this one. Because we have a key unit to take down now, some Polish that. So, you know what, let's bring the spear, bring the longbowmen, bring the dismounted feudals, bring the cannon... Bring 1 unit of armoured swordsmen. Bring the weaker one, actually. And then bring 2 units of peasant archers, and then we can attack. I don't want to send everything, and I don't want the enemy just to run away again, but I think he's going to run away. And yeah, he ran away. He's going to make it into a bridge battle. Alright. I will bite. I like a bridge battle, so let's have a nice little battle on the bridge then. Nice way to finish this little episode off, so let's get on with it. So, Captain Leonard, meet Captain Chorozik, sir. Have a fun fight now, and play nice. With a strength ratio, by the way, of 9-4 in my favour.
Yes, sire. We bring the battle to the end.
What a lovely blue river. Very blue river, in fact. Let's get our men into an attack formation. So, we are going to be taking a battle across the bridge, except, in my tradition, we don't do that. What I'm going to do is the cannons are going to be up front, and they're going to sit here, and they're just going to take pot shots at the enemy. Fire arrows as well, and then longbowmen, you're going to be up here as well. Not really any good places to plant stakes because I can't plant them in concrete. So you know what, longbowmen, you're just gonna be here. You're gonna wait orders from me. Oh, actually, you can plant some stakes here. Yeah, it's really fucking pointless, but you know what, I'm just gonna plant them there just in case. Actually, you know what? Go here. Plant stakes here. Just in case the enemy Polish knights do suddenly decide that they want to run over the bridge to say hello to me. I've got something to cut them down with. You lot move up, by the way, and then you lot can plant your stakes proper. There you go. Fantastic. Just because if the enemy does want to charge over, I've got a little bit of a defence there. I've got none of my own cavalry to worry about running over. Spearmen, actually we don't even need loose formation. The enemy is not going to be hitting us with air missiles. I know I'm on the aggressive, but we're going to hold off being aggressive on this one. Peasant archers, by the way, you will be moving across the river to attack, but for now, hold your position here, because right now what we're going to do is we're going to play a little game of longbow and artillery attrition before we bring over everything else. So let us start this battle and do what we can. So first is first, cannons, start smashing up those Lithuanian archers. Longbowmen, I want you to take your usual position at the edge of the bridge and prepare to move across. In terms of additional crossings, by the way, as far as I'm aware, there are none, because the river is probably very, very deep, very, very cold, and therefore we're not marching across it. I know it looks like there's crossing areas, but I genuinely don't think there are any. I think they're supposed to look slightly different than like the rest of the river, so yeah. We're going to assume that there are no additional crossings. Right, how are we doing here? Oh, by the way, first shot went out, and well, it's not looking good for the enemy already. They're not having the best of times. Right, longbowmen can't hit from where they are right now, but if you bring them down to the beach, they'll probably be able to get some shots out of some description, so I'm going to let them do that while the cannon continues to target the Lithuanian archers. It looks like the enemy's just trying to recalculate where we're going to stand, and I need to calculate if I am going to die in the very near future. Right, cannon, keep trying. That was an okay shot, but it didn't quite hit, but alright, we got a hit of some description there. Right, looks like we're still not able to hit anything from where we are, and I don't think we'll be able to hit anything still. I don't want to take a position on the bridge just because of the cannon right now, so if you want, for now, we're going to get you back to your defensive position, because I'm going to let the cannon just do its shots now, let it kill as many men as possible, and then we'll move across the bridge to take the enemy down. However, that being said, because I am always going to just sit here and watch a cannon just shoot a lot, because there it goes, there's another good shot going out, boom. This won't exactly be the most entertaining content in the world, so I will see you in a few minutes after the cannon has worn out its balls. Okay, so the bombard has done its work and gained some lovely experience, and since it fired unchallenged, it managed to wipe out 9% of the enemy army. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but just keep in mind, the bombard isn't very accurate, but you know what? It not only took out a few units, it's done some good work against these Polish knights, and in fact, it took out the captain as well. He took a flaming cannonball to the chest, and well, he didn't live through it. So, what's our next move? Now, one would say, get the archers firing, but I'm not doing that, because getting these guys in a tight formation puts them at the mercy of a full strength unit of peasant archers and pretty much a full strength unit of Lithuanian archers. I'm not subjecting them to basically being put here. It'll put them in a kill box. So we're gonna have to go infantry foot forward, get our infantry forward, and start hitting the enemy where it hurts. So we're gonna send through our nice tough armoured swordsmen, they'll be able to absorb the enemy fire. They'll be able to just really just shake it off in a way. And then the spearmen will shallow, well, not shallow, they'll follow shortly after, and they'll be making their prime target, getting rid of the enemy cavalry. I'm not very good at words. Anyway, that is our main objective now, and yes, once more, we are going to be subjecting ourselves to a bit of bridge torture here, or at least a bridge that seems to have a strained existence with reality. Okay, it's a magic bridge, but we're going to just get our troops over. They'll just have to weather the storm of being shot at for a little bit, but, you know, it's a tough storm, but they have to weather it either way. I'm guessing we have to do the polite thing of, you know, everyone gets to go first. That being said, the enemy is now tightening up their formation to prepare for my assault. Their units will be getting ready to start hitting us as well. So what I recommend we do is we don't just cross the bridge, we bloody sprint across the bridge. That being said, is the enemy... No, the enemy is facing towards us. I was thinking for a minute, are they facing backwards? But, you know, they're all there with their little wizard hats because they're wizards. Either way, I've given the... Oh, what the fuck are you lot doing? Why are you going backwards? Oh, no, they're just doing a little circuit. Okay. Don't mind me. My men are absolute idiots sometimes. Anyway, I've told the armored units they're gonna start running because, well, as you can see, we're already starting to take some punishment off the enemy archers, and while none of them were particularly anti-armor, we're still gonna just take attrition just through the sheer volume of arrows we are taking. So as you see, the dismounted feudals, they've got their orders. They should be taken down as Lithuanian archers. We've got both of them there. The Lithuanians are the ones with the shields on their backs. They still wear the nice, cute little wizard hats. The only unit that might cause us some issue as well as the Polish Knights is the Woodsmen. They do brand large axes, which could give us some initial issues, but I think they're still a rather ill-disciplined unit, so they won't last in battle too long. They are just, after all, just rebels with big axes. Either way, I'm going to get my spears just to try and cut round the flanks so we can start focusing on killing off the enemy general. Enemy archers are just taking advantage of the fact that we're currently held down in a tight position, and I'd say they're going to be putting their own men at risk doing that, but luckily the peasants have just broken. Right, spearmen, you have a clear angle now to try and get your ass up into that enemy general, so I want you to do that. Armoured swordsmen, you pull around the flanks as well, and dismounted feudals, you pull around the flanks as well. Your objective now is to come and attack the enemy archers. My archers, I want you to come over here as well. I want you to join in, because if we do have to get to a point where we have to just basically start skirmishing with the enemy, well, we're going to have to skirmish with the enemy. But that being said, lads, loosen your formation up and just try and get in over there as fast as you can, please. Just loosen forward. But looks like the enemy knights are pulling back, so I think they may be preparing to just scupper this battle altogether and just call it a day. Don't think they're particularly in the mood to fight it anymore. Spears, you can focus on bringing down the woodsman if you want, but either way, let's just move forward nice and aggressively now. If I had some cavalry support, this would probably have made this battle much easier, but unfortunately, I do not have any cavalry support, so therefore this battle is not much easier. Either way, just keep trying to advance forward, push the enemy to the borders of the map, and the archers will be with you shortly. As you can see, we are all just now marching across. Bombard, unfortunately, has nothing further to contribute to this particular battle. How are we doing on those Polish knights? We've gotten down to 53 men now. That's good, that's good. Really need these spears helping out. But then again, we've just pushed towards the route, so that's good.
If we continue like this, we will smash the
right, now just left with the big issue of the annoying bastard Lithuanian archers who are just going to keep skirmishing for all eternity now. Lads, just keep the pace up against them. They're already quite shaken, so their morale isn't going to last much longer, and I think it'll pretty much just snap when they realise they're the last unit in the entire battle. I really don't like making my men run all over the battlefield, by the way, but it might be the case. Armoured swordsmen, if you can just try and crack whatever's left of the enemy infantry, and if you just make your way up that hill as well, you lot just keep making your men target those Polish knights. I'm bringing some archers up to help you out. You lot as well, yeah. You just keep chasing down those Lithuanian archers. Keep them busy for now while the rest of my archers come across, and we're going to take a position on this hill. We're going to make that the staging ground for our archers. So you lot just get up there and await further orders from me. Let the peasant archers just have their little silly run around for now. Well, you know what? Get them flanked. Well, I say flank them, but they're just going to keep running away. They're going to constantly skirmish us right now. which is an absolute pain in the bollocks. And it actually is a genuine pain in the bollocks. I hate fighting archers when I've got no cavalry, which means, yeah, oh, fucking hell, we've got flanked here as well. Right, lads, turn around. You've got the bloody... How did I let him slip away from me? It's probably because I got too distracted fighting these idiot peasants. Right, get some spears over there. Spears, start making your way over. Armoured swordsman, you finish off whatever's here.
Like this, we will
just
smash
keep pushing up, whereas while I get my archers on this hill to finish off these annoying, shitty archers who... Lads, I told you to go and turn and face the knights. Don't chase these guys. Don't chase these fuckfaces. They're just here, and they're just going to keep taunting you by running away like the absolute cowardly dickheads they are with their stupid fucking pointy wizard hats. Make your focus on just dealing with the knights, and then we can deal with something a bit better. We'll make the archers come to us. We're gonna form up on the hill. Don't let him get to my archers, by the way. I know he's eyeing them up with his piggy eyes as a new target. I mean, you can look, he's already gone into a wedge to hype himself up, but there we go. Right, we managed to distract him, we managed to pull him down into doing that. Right, where's the rest of my spearmen? The rest of my spearmen have decided to go and run after a unit of absolutely annoying knobhead archers, right. You get yourselves back here as well. No wonder you're tired, by the way. You've just been running around after some knobheads. You lot need you, not a loose formation, but I need you to make your line nice and wide so we can basically just cover as broad a church as possible. I wish the cannons had killed more units than I had done, right. You lot pull back to the hill as well, because you'll make the archers follow you. You lot, yeah, you just make sure that these lot leave the battle for good. If we manage to get it to a point where we outnumber the enemy quite heavily, they will probably come close to just throwing in the towel overall, which is what I want them to do, because this is going to be one of those really annoying... Oh, shit, look at him. Just look at him. He's just sat there thinking he's going to flank me like an absolute arsewipe, but... And he knows he's going to get away with it because my spearmen are out of position again because I've been chasing down these bloody arsewipe Lithuanian archers. Oh, God, right. Archers. No skirmishing. I want you to shoot these idiot knights right between the eyes, please. Do it so as it is my command. Spearmen, can you just get yourselves here and help out because we have been caught out of position again by... We need to find a definite way for getting rid of archers when we've got no cavalry support, because this is what happens when this becomes a scenario. We end up letting everything else flank us because we get so focused on trying to bring down these. I mean, just look at them, just walking around like absolute cocky bastards. Still, right, we've got them routing. Spears, I don't care if you're tired. Run down and just focus on killing off that general for good. I know he's routing. Give chase and finish him. You lot, archers, open fire upon those Lithuanian archers and see that they're sent out of this battlefield for good. I want them routing, and I want them routing now. So you have your orders. I think they're going to try and run across the bridge for some reason. If they do that, we're going to take control of the bridge again, and we're going to make it our like stopgap or something like that. I genuinely don't know what they're up to. Maybe we're just going to try and attack my bombard crew.
Our men are winning the battle.
Bombard crew, get yourselves out of there.
We will smash the enemy.
Alright, my lads are now just getting some arrows in there, or it's the longbows are getting them in there. The peasant archers need to move into position because their range is absolutely apocalyptically terrible. I don't know what these guys are trying to achieve with their current movements, by the way. It's probably going to be something really stupid. Spears, just give up the chase now, it's not happening.
Remains.
Just come back here and await further orders. Hopefully these guys just rout forever and ever and ever. Because if we could just get these guys into a rout, we'll have won this one for good. And I'm not even going to send anyone forward because, you know what, these guys are just in a perpetual cycle of just skirmishing, which is the most annoying cycle of them all. And let's just let it finish off now. Come on. Another reforming. I want them to reform good. Right, we've done this one.
Pursue and run them down.
Right, that was annoying. Let's just end this battle now because I have no intention of staying here.
Awed by the victory we have won here today.
Yeah, I'm sure will. That battle annoyed me. At least the bombard gained some experience, but yeah. I took too many casualties and, well, that's why you need cavalry when there's any archers in the enemy army because, well, shit happens. Right, Captain Leonard, you may get attacked now by a Casper Maros. Ooh, he's got a new unit as well. Hussars, who just go around with very, very evil grins. These are the first Hussars and they're Serbian nobles. Right, we'll see what they bring to the battle, but you know what? We will just have you retreat back to safety. in the event that he attacks you. Either way, we are going to call that an episode now. So I do hope you've enjoyed today's episode, my friends. I know it's been an admin episode, and a rebel battle, and then a rebel battle that annoyed me, but you know what? I learned a valuable lesson there. If I see any enemy archers, I'm bringing cavalry, because I am not chasing them down on foot, because that shit's annoying, and it's too much work, and it's inefficient, and it gets men killed, and I don't want that to happen. Either way, I look forward to seeing you on the next episode, my friends. Oh yeah, Captain Paul, you can do a battle, but we're going to do Captain Paul's battle next time. So I'll see you there, my friends, where we'll be dealing with Nene Tolo. See you there.